coming up in today's video. And it is a Philips VR6880. I was amazed. I suddenly thought to myself, my goodness, I wasn't imagining things after all. Wow. I said this wasn't going to be a repair video, but you know how it is when you get these things. For that and more, stay tuned. I'll see you right after the intro. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Thanks for tuning in. Many years ago when I was a teenager, I always seem to remember seeing a VHS video recorder with a built-in colour LCD viewfinder on the front or TV screen. For years and years I looked for one on eBay and never find one, up until very recently when I saw this magazine here, What Video, from September 1989. And sure enough, on the front there is a video cassette recorder with a built-in colour LCD viewfinder, or screen. I keep saying viewfinder, screen. I couldn't believe it when I saw it actually. I was amazed. I suddenly thought to myself, my goodness, I wasn't imagining things after all. Because you know what it's like, as you get older, time passes and you just forget about things, don't you? And your thoughts, your memories get diluted with the passing of time and other things that have happened in your life and other things that you've owned over the years. So once I saw it, I then had a model number, and it is a Philips VR6880. It was £600 new, which was a lot of money back in 1989. I don't remember seeing it around that time. I think it was a little bit later, probably 1990 or maybe even 1991, because that's when I started getting into video recorders and old video cameras as a teenager. There's a big review there about it. I might take a picture of that and put it at the end of the video in case anybody wants to read it. Continues on to page 70, I think it says. Yeah, just a little bit there about it. But these old magazines are very interesting actually. They're a wealth of information. I was very fortunate to stumble across these recently on eBay. I bought quite a number of them. For anybody that makes videos out there, you'll know just how hard it is to find out information from the past, because there was not really much on the internet, believe it or not. Sometimes you can be lucky and you can find some information out about something you're making a video on, but having one of these magazines, all the prices and things in, and sometimes reviews, is very interesting and very informative. So anyway, once I got the model number, first thing I did was, of course, was type it on eBay, and guess what? I found one on there and I bought it. So today we're going to be opening this up and having a look at it. Get it up. I'm going to open up and have a look. Now, I was told that it doesn't work. It is faulty. I think they said the actual little TV screen lights up. The tuner obviously works, but the actual VCR part itself, the mechanical side, is a bit iffy. I think they said something along the lines of it either won't accept a tape or it ejects it or it comes back out again. So, but I can't remember exactly what it said. So we'll open this up and have a look at it, and then we'll plug it in and see if it actually does anything. I'm not expecting it to work, so don't get too excited. I'm not going to do any repairs or anything in this video. It's just a look, basically, to have a look at this mystery machine that I thought I imagined all those years ago, and now I actually own it. So let's get it open, shall we, and have a look inside. Hopefully they packed it well, because I've had it for a little bit now, but I wanted to open it on camera. So far so good. Apparently in the review it says it weighs nearly 7 kilos, I think. There's the mains lead. I think it's a figure of 8 mains lead, if I remember rightly. I think it's upside down there. I hate the sound of bubble wrap. I always try and edit all this bit out. It does feel heavy at this level. Ready? Wow. It's bigger than I thought actually, the screen. Let's have a look at the front of it, shall we? And there you go, that's the little LCD screen. Oh, it tilts out, look. About a 45-degree angle. Because obviously when you have a video cassette recorder, you have it under your TV, don't you? So it's going to be quite low down. So I guess at least with it tilting like that, you're able to see what it's actually doing. I think there's a front flap here that pops down. Yeah, there is. You can see that on the top camera. I may have to do a separate close-up. But so you've got your transport controls on there, along with SPLP, OTR. That's is that the one timer record? I think it does it in 15, 30, 45, 60-minute intervals. On-screen display, brightness up and down, and contrast. I think, or no colour. Sorry, colour. Monitor mode, timer, reset X. But there's no tape in there. Oh, wait, there's a button hanging off there. That's a shame. Yeah, it's the tab, the lug on the inside there will have broken off, which is unfortunate. Supposed to click. I think it might still work that way. If it actually works, it should still operate it. It's a bit grubby and used well. Let's have a look at the sides. The side screws are there, but I did notice in the listing actually that one of the back screws or two are missing there. Look, so someone's obviously been in here before, unfortunately. So that's not always a good sign. It is very grubby actually. Now, this is supposed to be quite a rare machine, but when I look at the serial number there, it's 42295. Serial number probably started with 42, so there's at least 2,295 machines out there, including this one. Got a Euro SCART socket on the back there. That contains your composite video and audio. Not quite sure what that is. 75 ohm to 300 ohm. I've never seen one of those before actually on a video recorder. It's usually what do they call it? A termination plug, it looks like. Don't know why you would need that. I'll leave that off actually. And now the next thing I noticed straight away obviously is that the remote is missing. So I managed to find out the model number of the remote. It's just fallen. Managed to find out the model number of the remote and I managed to get one. Here we go. The model number is an AV5680. I was very lucky actually to find this because usually remotes of this age are quite hard to get hold of, especially for such obscure machinery. There is some rusting on the battery terminals, but it's not through leaking batteries. It's just through atmospheric changes, I think, when it's been stored in a damp condition. But even the battery back's there as well. So it's a miracle really to actually find the right remote for it. I mean, it's possible that they use this remote on other machines. It's certainly got that late 80s look with the little graphic there around the buttons. So I suppose the next thing to do is to plug it in and see if it does anything. I can see straight away that there's actually the correct fuse in there, the red 3A fuse in there, so I don't need to check that. Right, let's plug it in. There we go. It's coming to life. I think the display's lit up already. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's working, the cassette display is working. Just zoom that in a bit. It's very reflective. So it says cassette eject. It's in SP mode and there's a time. I've got a tape here, the Raggy Dolls, 10 pence in a charity shop. I've already rewound it, just in case you might chew it up. But let's see if it'll actually take a tape, shall we? Well, the tape's gone in. It says iron. Oh, there we go. It's come back out again. Now I think about it, that is what they said in the listing. And it just ejected the tape back out again. Let's try and... I'm not going to be quick enough, am I? Right. It's not engaging, is it? No. Let's have a quick look in the front. Well, the heads are in there anyway, so that's always a good sign they've not been taken out. I didn't obviously ask that in the listing. The pinch wheel looks quite grubby, so it's had a lot of use. But before I open it up, let's pop some batteries in the remote, see if it actually lights up itself. Well, yeah, the clocks come on. The VCR and the remote have their own independent clocks, so I've read that much so far in the review. So when you set the clock on this, it doesn't mean that it will adjust it on the actual machine itself. Well, I'll try it though. I'm sure I read that. So it's gone off now. Or is it just the display that's gone off? Oh, it's gone into standby. No. I bet you actually we could probably put an input on the back just to see what the picture's like on the LCD screen. It's a miracle actually that's still working. Because that's an old TFT type style screen, I think, like you used to get in the old Casio Pocket TVs back in the day. If that doesn't show up on editing, I'll do a separate insert of that lit up. Right, so the remote's come on. Does it turn it off? VCR 2. No, it's not operating yet, actually. Oh, hang on. There we go. Let's put the clock up now, so it is working. So that's interesting. And then it'll put the time up and the day and everything for a moment there. Or can you make it stay on, I wonder? I bet you can. Yeah, the remote is operating it anyway. Well, I suppose the next thing to do then, we'll pop the top off and have a quick look inside. And then I might try and feed a video signal to the back and we'll see what the LCD panel looks like. So let's turn it off for now. Still amazed to actually see this machine. So I never ever thought I'd ever own one. I just thought, was I imagining it all those years ago? I wonder why the back screws are missing. Has somebody been in here to try and have a look at it? Can't wait to give it a good clean. So it should lift up. Off. Some heat burn marks there, probably from the LCD screen. Just noticed there's a little speaker under there. Now I think about it, yeah, it does say on the front flap actually. It says built-in loudspeaker. Right, I can see now where the problem is. Straight away. It's already laced up. And that'll be why it's kicking the tape out. So that could be an indicator of something wrong on the transport mechanism underneath. The pinch wheel's already engaged as well. So it could be really bad under there. Something could be broken. It could be a broken gear, or it could be belt driven. Let's just power it up again and see what happens. Seems a little bit unresponsive. Let's just get the tape on it. Yeah, see, it's not going to work because it's already laced up. Very interesting. That's going to be a conundrum to sort out. So it's not unlacing itself, is it? Need to get that bottom off and have a look inside. I think I might do that now, have a quick look. I said this wasn't going to be a repair video, but you know how it is when you get these things. You just want to see what's going on, don't you? That little front button's just dropped off. I'll leave that there safe so it doesn't disappear on the floor. Right then, what screws have we got on the bottom of this? There's one on the back there. Unusual actually. It's holding the bottom on. You never know, this could be a simple fix. I doubt it. I'm never that lucky. I think this is just going to be one of those things that's nice to have in the collection. Or is there more to it than that? unusual design for taking it apart. I was expecting to see a broken belt, but I think it's going to be worse than that, isn't it? It's going to be, I can see the problem straight away there, I think. Let's get this camera off so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's where I think the problem is, just there. That gear guide or arm there is bent slightly, or looks bent to me. Never seen inside of this particular machine before, all this loading mechanism. It's a bit foreign to me. That doesn't look right. It's all out of cue, isn't it? I've not spotted any broken gears yet. No, can't see anything broken there. Something's definitely not right there. I wonder how that's happened. How does something like that end up like that? I think what I'll do is I'll look at it off camera and see if I can figure it out. You never know, I might be lucky. Of course, at the same time, I've got to be careful I don't damage anything. But what I need to do is return those take-up arms back into the stationary position, and at the same time I must knock the loading mechanism out of skew. So I'll have a look at that next off camera. You never know, I might be lucky. So after seeing inside this machine, I decided to do some research, and I soon found out that the mechanism in this is actually a Panasonic G mechanism. I've never worked on a mechanism like this before. I'm used to working on early machines that were belt driven, which I find a lot easier personally. These kind of decks here have to be all aligned. They have timing basically. There are markers on each of those gears that line up with the next gear and so on to make sure that everything's in the right sequence, in the right timing order. Just one tooth out and the whole thing gets thrown out of skew. Something I forgot to mention actually at the beginning of the video is that the heads on this machine were slightly tarnished in areas where, and not on other areas where the tape had been. I suspect a tape was left inside this machine for some years and it's been forcibly removed. And in the process of doing this, I believe it's possible that the previous owner or whoever took the tape out has inadvertently damaged the mechanism trying to get it out, making things worse. I have found a video online, in fact there are several videos online, showing you how to retime one of these machines. I had a go at this. I'm not going to go through the whole video with you showing you how I did it, because it goes on for quite a few hours, which I did over a few days. And unfortunately, I couldn't get it to retime. Basically, I couldn't get everything back in sequence. There's quite a lot involved. I'm not working on one of these machines before. I was quite inexperienced. And unfortunately, throughout the process of trying to realign this, when I had a tape playing, which I did actually get to see a picture for it momentarily, a piece broke off, unfortunately. So I'm now at a point where I can't go any further with this deck. I could do with finding out actually what other machines use the Panasonic G mechanism, and then if I can get a donor machine second hand off of eBay, I'll maybe have to make one good machine out of the two using the donor machine and getting this machine working. So unfortunately that brings us to the end of this video. So it's nice to own this machine. I'm glad I bought it. Just a shame I can't get it working currently. As you can hear there, it sounds quite bad because things aren't quite lined up. And as promised, here's that review from What Video from 1989. I'll leave the review on the screen for a few moments. That way it should give you enough time to pause it so you can zoom in and have a read. Well, there you are. I guess that just about brings me to the end of this video. A little bit of a sad ending for this machine. Unfortunately, as you noticed there through the video, a part dropped out. It broke off as the tape ejected on my second or third attempt at realignment. I thought everything was going great because it was actually playing back a picture on the little LCD screen on the front there. and then when I pressed the stop button, everything went out of alignment again, and the tape ended up getting jammed up, and it pulled off that arm, which I suspect must have already had some damage. It looks like a cast piece, unfortunately, a tape slack sensor, I think it is. So what I need to do next is find another machine, or another series of VCRs that shares the same Panasonic G deck, and try and find one that's faulty, and see if I can make one good machine out of the two. So that'll be something for a future video. If anybody knows any of the models, by the way, that share that same Panasonic G mechanism, please let me know in the comments, and I'll start looking for one. As you can see, I'm just demonstrating the LCD panel on the front there, which I'm still surprised is still working. A little bit of glare there off of my ceiling lights, but it actually looks a lot better in real life than it does on the camera there. I'm actually using an old Sony DCR V730 in 4:3 to film this on that, and then I'm recording it off with a Canon D100. Well, I guess that just about brings me to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some old piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Coming up in today's video. For that and more, stay tuned, and I'll see you right after the intro.